Welcome back, everybody. Today, now that we got the side cover situated, we're almost ready to lean this thing back over on its side. We could jack it up, but then you gotta jack it up under the pipes and everything. It's just not easy. We gotta get the front end of the 04 back off this bike because this is an 08. Maybe you notice the shocks are standard shocks. So realized pretty quick when I was trying to line things up here that wasn't going to work. It just doesn't. It's just not lining up perfectly because the redesign in 07 changed all that, which is why I ponied up and got the 07 front end right here, which came with front brakes, came with everything that I think we'll need. I don't know if I'm going to have to change tires out. Probably at some point. This tire's definitely shot. That's off the 04. And this tire's probably shot because it was in an accident and took a hit there. This thing doesn't spin anymore. This is the original front end. This is the 08. See the inverted shocks? This is the 08 that came off the actual bike that we're building. Excuse me. But yeah, I doubt, those tires are cracking anyway. I'm probably going to need a new tire when we start riding this thing, because I doubt this one's not terrible. We'll see when we get it all mounted up, because we just want to get this thing moving and running. So anyway, this is an 07 front end, but funny thing is, here's the top of the triple tree. There's the clamp. Now, the things that I noticed weren't lining up. You see how this is going to mount to your steering stem. This doesn't drop down at all. Came with an ignition, but I don't have a key for it. Maybe I can make it work. Not sure. So anyway, I wonder if that turns. Maybe it turns. Anyway, came with all the parts that I need. And the guy that I bought this from, using it on a different bike, I think a CB1000. So this is a steering stem for his CB1000, but he gave me the original steering stem, which I have measured. They are not the same. This one's about, 10 inches long? This one's 11 inches long. So even though we have a new steering bearing and everything on here, I'm gonna have to put a new kit. I'm gonna have to knock this. Oh, and this one is wider. This one's about 1.25 inches. This one's about 1 1/8 inches maybe. So yeah, everything needs to change over. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna have to knock this thing down through. It should, if we take a good couple hits on that, should push the bearing off and get this thing out down the bottom, which I don't know that there's room to do it, but that's what we're gonna have to do. And then this one can be reinstalled, go back up through. All this to say, front end talk. This is front end talk. So I don't know, the steering stem might be the same on this one. Not that I really need it. And I don't know, did I use the steering stem? I think I just pulled the front end off the 04 and popped it on the 08. So this should be all intact for the 04 if you need it, because I don't know, I started reassembling all this and realized I just wasn't interested. Oh, as I was telling you, see the Honda symbols over here. This is an 04, all this, but the 08, 07 has a steering dampener, which I took off, and it's actually over here. There it is. So that I thought I wasn't going to be using, but now that I have the correct front end, I can probably make it all work, but that didn't work with this. See how this drops down in the front? That's where your ignition switch goes. Over here, it actually raises up, so that doesn't fit. It just didn't all fit. So as much as I was liking and trying to make this work, not going to make it work. We're going to pull this off. We're going to lay this down on the side again. It doesn't have any fluids in it. No, it actually doesn't have any fluids in it at all. I just drained what I could out of the bottom. That was a dirty container but a little bit of clean oil, a little bit of moisture because this thing sat outside forever, and it probably got moisture in from having this open. And I'm not too concerned. I don't think the head gasket's blown or anything. It might be. We won't know that till we actually run it. But the oil seemed clean and okay. Because the radiator was off, I know there's no coolant in the engine. No coolant in the system. So, all this to say, there's an investigation on the front ends. So, I'm going to have to take this off. I'm going to lay this over, like I said. It's not going to hurt anything. And, I have everything I need. I did have to replace the gauges. They were beat up and butchered. So there's a new gauge. That wasn't cheap either. And then I have the ignition hanging down there. Oh no, it's laying right here. See, this ignition never fit in here. So again, everything's kind of connected here. I did get power when I put a battery on it. So I would try to start it, put oil in it, try and start it, but I still have to do the front end. So you might as well do all that now. Put a front end on, try and reassemble it. We have to bleed the rear brake. Again, I do have parts for this, and I kind of looked around and couldn't find it. Like all this crap, this is junk. We need to clean all that out. It's just old brake fluid. Ugh. So we need to put fresh brake fluid in there and go from there. We'll put fresh brake fluid in, clean it up, and once we're all done, we're probably going to need a new chain, maybe new sprockets. But we're going to get this thing running and get the right parts on it and go from there. So, like I said, I already explained what I need to do. First thing is take this off. Put the proper steering bearings on the proper steering stem. I mean, it has them there, but I'm not going to trust that. We're just going to put new ones on. I don't know where all this came from or what's going on there. So that's all going to come apart. I think we have everything we need. And if not, I'm sure I have extra parts to put it together. So I probably am going to take this off, measure this steering stem, and if I can find the one I took off the 08 in the beginning, I've got crash damage around here somewhere, then I'll be pretty certain that this is the right steering stem, So anyway, I think it's all good. I'm going to check this ignition, see if that actually turns, because I have a good ignition over here. I have a key for it. Don't have a key for this one, but if this turns, I don't know why it's open in the back. I don't think that's supposed to be open. But anyway, it'd be interesting if it turns. So I'm going to wipe off my finger with this old brake fluid and get to work. I think I'll make another video because I just want to explain what's going on here. This, like I said, this guy doesn't turn. The rotors are bent. It's just a mess of a problem. I don't know if anything with the brakes even works. Everything was pretty ripped up. You can see that check out my other videos that I talk about what this bike looked like in the beginning. It definitely wasn't standing up, that's for sure. So this guy, get it prepped. Really all I have to do is get it prepped up and get the steering stem out, and then everything should really be ready to go. I already have handlebars on here. I already have grips, although there is no grip over here. I'm not sure why that's missing, but it is. Looks like we don't have mirrors. That's fine, we can work that out. Looks like we have aftermarket clutch lever and brake lever. Cool. So that's where we are. Thanks for watching. Sorry this was just a rambling, but I wanted to explain to you what I'm doing before I get into it. So that's today's video. We need to get to the rear brake, set that up, get this off, get that situated and put back on, and see if we got something worth. Oh, the other thing is I don't know if the gauges were going to mount to this at all. I don't know. So we'll figure this out. I got to do a lot of staring at pictures and make sure everything is where it needs to be and what it needs to be. So I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to me talk. And get out and ride or fix your bike. I will see you later. Have a great day. I keep saying that, but I really mean it. See ya.